currently struggling with my daughter. I was wondering, can you guys help me with formula?
Formula?
Yeah.
Where did you call? This is a church.
Yeah, I thought you can help me. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
This woman on TikTok that called different churches and she was asking for baby formula, and a lot of the churches refused her and they turned her away. I was once a single mom. I know what it's like to struggle sometimes. But you guys know I love to do an experiment and I want to see what it's like for the UK. I'm going to call churches and I'm going to call mosques as well. So I'm going to call a church first.
Who do you need to talk to?
I'm not quite too sure. I don't really go to your church. I've got a 3-month-old baby. Do you guys can I have formula for my baby?
Can you have some, what for your baby, sorry?
Some baby formula. I'm struggling with getting formula.
Formula?
Yeah.
We're not, you thinking we're a food bank? Because we're a church. We don't have that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to, okay. All right. Thank you. I just thought you could help.
Please leave your messages after the tone.
I'm currently struggling. My daughter's 6 months and I need help with baby formula.
Come to pick it up then if I ask you to, or how can I deliver it to you?
Yeah, I can come and get it, but I'm not a Muslim. Is that still okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, my dear sister. Is there any certain age there?
You can get the number 2. The number 2 Aptamil.
Number 2?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay then. That's fine. Yeah, we can prepare something for you and then you can come and get it. We'll try to get it for you, but if you can't find it, is it okay? Would you take a cash?
I'm currently struggling a bit with my daughter. I wanted to know, can you guys help me with getting baby formula?
Okay, how old is she?
She's 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can come and see Brother Kinan 4:30 today.
Okay. I'm not a Muslim though.
Yeah, that's fine, no worries. So not only for the Muslims.
Okay, so I can still come?
4:30 and see Kinan, we normally helps for the refugees for the food bank.
Okay.
There might be some sort of assistance for you as well, okay?
Okay. And I'm going to keep my opinion to myself. And I'll leave you guys in the comments to make your own opinions. I don't want to say anything. This is just simply an experiment.
A British woman is now running the same baby formula experiment, and 0 churches have given her formula. Every mosque that she's called has been like, okay, what kind do you want? You want me to drive it to you? Or do you want to come here pick it up? What time? What would be best for you? She's like, is it okay if I'm not a Muslim? All of them are like, pish posh, sister, come hither. Let me feed your baby, inshallah. And frankly, the British churches are much more rude than the American ones are. They're talking to her like she's stupid. Like, this is a church. I'm sorry, but we're not a food bank. Like, well, I thought you could. Nope. Click. It's not funny. I know. It's pretty dark. This is fabulous PR for Islam, though. You guys are doing great. It is jarring when you hear the call side by side. At least some of the churches in America, if they couldn't give her the formula, were Googling furiously trying to find a resource for her. These British churches, these no's are quick. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Wait, do the British tithe as well? Is that an Anglican Christian thing that you do, or is that just an American scam?
Right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Of course, this is Eukestria Commentaries, and my name is Clinton. Now, there is a social experiment that is happening in the United States. A woman is calling multiple churches to see if they really can help a starving kid with a baby formula, and this experiment went viral the whole of last week, exposing the hundred of churches that can't help. And strategically or shockingly, she only needed to call one mosque to neutralize all these churches, and the mosque offered help immediately. Now, this trend went viral, this experiment went viral, and it reached the UK. So there is a woman who copied the same strategy and decided to take the same experiment in the UK. And unfortunately, in the UK, churches proved the whole point, that they don't care. They don't care at all. In fact, no single church in the UK offered help. At least in the United States, 9 out of the 30 churches offered help. But unfortunately, in the UK, no church. They were rude. They were like, we can't offer you that help. This is not a food bank. We don't give such stuffs to strangers. We don't offer help to non-believers. We don't care. Some even hang up the phone. But when she called only 2 mosques, they neutralized the whole situation. The mosques were like, where are you? Can we deliver the food to you immediately? They didn't even ask question. And if she tried to tell the Muslims that I'm not a Muslim, they said, no problem. Just come and pick your baby formula. We don't care about your religion. Just come, we take care of your kid. And this really shows us what churches and Christianity is headed, where churches and Christianity is headed to. Believers are pretending to be Christians, but unfortunately, these churches are failing people. Yeah, they can't offer help to people. And in this video, let's watch their reactions. Let's watch this social experiment and how it went in the UK. Then we shall be offering our opinions at the end.
So a British woman is doing this baby formula experiment right now, and it's honestly eye-opening. She called up churches in the UK for help, and not a single one offered to help her with baby formula. They were so rude, like they couldn't care less. They acted like she was asking for the moon, and when she asked if they could point her somewhere that could help, they just hung up. Not even a sorry, we can't help. Just a flat-out click. But here's the kicker, she called mosques next. Every mosque she reached out to was like, what kind of formula do you need? Do you want us to bring it to you, or would you prefer to pick it up? What time works best? And when she asked, is it okay that I'm not Muslim? They were like, of course, sister, come on over. It was honestly so warm and welcoming. They didn't care about anything except helping her. This is such a contrast. It's insane how the mosques treated her compared to the British churches. Like, no offense, but the UK churches were cold and dismissive, while the mosques were genuinely trying to support her, no questions asked. And here's the thing, it's a bit of a PR win for Islam, honestly.
Strip clubs or churches, which one are you going to ask for baby formula now? Because I can guarantee if you went to a strip club, all of the women would have been like, baby, let's go to the store and get you some formula right now. And a church says, sit through a sermon.
And in a 1-2 punch to Christianity everywhere, this young British lady is calling churches and mosques in England and revisiting the baby formula social experiment. And somehow, it is even worse. It is exponentially worse than what we experienced here in the United States. The churches are hanging up on her. They are rude. They are confused. It's like there's zero expectation of the church helping at all. Like, they don't even understand what she's talking about. Not only do they redirect her to other resources, they're like, what? Why on earth would we do that? Why would we help you? What do you mean? Click. Meanwhile, the mosques, without exception, are telling her, come over, we'll help you. I'll get you some. I'll have it sent to you. I'll get it for you, and I'll have it waiting here for you. Guys, Christianity is getting ratioed in this experiment now. You thought having a boyfriend was embarrassing.
I'm not even sure who you are.
I just need help. I don't...
So we've all seen the experiment from America, in which the lady who was conducting the experiment then gets called a witch. Then you've got this particular sister who is running the same experiment in the UK. And 1 out of 43 churches said yes. Now, this is not a faith war. This is not a faith war. But the truth is this, the mosques, whether that was in America or within the UK, have shown up. Like, what has somebody's name got to do with you helping? If you're a person of faith, then that means that your faith raises awareness and promotes supporting those in need. The poor, the destitute, the hungry, the needy, the single mothers who have got babies who need formula. Does it really matter what faith they belong to? What colour they are? What their name is? If there is any real message that goes out from these social experiments, it has to be this. We need to do better. We need to do better. As people, as communities, we need to be categorically used to supporting those who are in need without without asking questions about who are you, where are you from, what faith do you belong to, etc., etc. If they need help, help.
There's a British lady who's copying the baby formula church experiment in England, and it's somehow even worse. I don't think a single church has said yes, but all the mosques, I think, have said yes. And at this point, as a Muslim, I'm kind of rooting for a church to say yes and give the baby formula because, ooh.
And then, oh my gosh, after those churches failed to give a starving baby food, they go back on Sunday. Those pastors go back on Sunday after being embarrassed and being exposed for the criminals and hypocrites that they are, and all they care about is squabbling money from the needy instead of giving back. They go back and preach. This other pastor said, that woman is a witch. She's a demon. And she's gonna burn for playing around with God's people. She's satanic. I'm like, you're demonic because you're proven you don't give a fuck about the community, about the people, about it. Oh my God. Even in the Bible, Jesus said people like those need to be. So I guess this other said. And this other one made his congregation raise their hands if they would have helped the baby, provided that the baby was a member of the church or at least Christian. And he said that we don't give a hell about those atheist demonic babies. They should die. What happened to love thy neighbor? Christian hypocrisy does to me. Like, it doesn't even shock me. Like, I wasn't shocked. I was just like, Nakia. I knew it, my Ben. I knew it. That time, I guarantee you, if that lady went to a gay organization, a tattoo shop, hey, even a strip club, bro, they would have found a way to help. They would have found a way to help. But the people who should be known for loving their neighbor and being kind to one another because they love one another just as even in South Africa, none of them would have done.
Did y'all see the experiment for the girl who called the churches in Britain? So now, taking the American view of calling the church, having the crying baby in the background crying and asking the question, this one girl just did sort of the same kind of experiment, but she did it a little different. I didn't hear the baby crying in the background. She just called and she asked the question, if you could help me to get formula. Now, one thing about asking that question, it has to be the same thing for everybody, but I think she just was doing it off the cuff. And so what I will say is this, all the churches, they didn't give her a thing. Some of them were like, that's not what we do here. We're not a food bank. And she called mosque, and every single mosque that she called was willing to give her the formula. And even on top of that, she was saying, hey, but I'm not Muslim. And they were like, and your point is? They weren't caring about that. They were just trying to help somebody. And the point that I guess I'm trying to get at is that so many people out here claim to be Christian, and so many churches claim to be so Christian. But we're starting to see that they're not as Christian as they claim to be, and that they're not as helpful as they claim to be. But these other people that we've been so afraid of, and we've been told that they're bad, and we've been told all these worst things, some way they have it in their heart to just help anybody. I wonder why that is, and why we're painted such a bad picture of a different group, a different religion, like the difference between white and black in America. Anyway, I just thought I'd talk about it because I thought it was a great experiment. Once again, somebody's done it again. If you haven't seen it, watch it because it's the same kind of thing. We need to wake up.
You mean to tell me that people can drop thousands of dollars in church every Sunday, but when a baby needs formula, the answer is silence? I'm sure a lot of you by now have seen the woman who ran the social experiment calling 42 churches pretending to be the mother who couldn't afford baby formula. Out of 42, only 9 said yes. But what it exposed was the truth, because these weren't totally random calls. These are people that were sending her names of these churches to actually try. And the results were still the same. These were houses of worship, the same places that preach love, generosity, and help your neighbor every week. And yet when a mother said, my baby hasn't eaten since last night, most of those phones went cold. Some of them said, oh, well, we don't do that here. Some said, oh, fill out this form. Some of them just hung up. But the smaller churches, the ones that are barely keeping their lights on, they're the ones who helped. Meanwhile, these mega churches with the LED walls and the luxury coffee bars and pastors in the designer sneakers, they couldn't find $20 for a hungry child. That's not faith. That's business. And if your church can afford a light show, but not the light of compassion, then maybe you're not praising God. You're just performing for him.
The thing I love about this TikTok baby milk formula is not just all the debate about white supremacy and capitalist structures and religion being weaponized, because there's good and bad in everything. There's good and bad in every religion. There is something much better and bigger that's come out of this, and that is that people are donating to the right places. And people are learning that actually, if you can afford to buy an extra can of baby formula or tin of baby formula and donate it to a baby bank or a religious organization that does give, or to a food bank, then that is what you should do. One of the Christian churches that did say yes to helping has so far had $95,000 donated to them. That was just this morning. There's probably more that's been donated. The Islamic Center that said yes has had an influx in donations because people are learning about the places that do give and that do say yes, and so they're donating to them. People are also learning that in America at this moment in time, and the UK, and all over the world, people can't afford to feed their children. Now, we don't need a debate right now on whether you should have children if you can't afford to feed them, because that's not the problem. The problem is that people can't afford to feed their children, and there are some people who have more. And because people are learning this, some of the people who have more are donating to the places that give to the people who have less. And that is the most beautiful thing that has come out of this. The most beautiful thing that has come out of this is that the good people are being good people. And karmically, the people who might not be so good are really exposing themselves. And it doesn't matter. This is not about, is Christianity better than Islam? Because there is nothing wrong with either of those religions. It's the people within them. There are good people and bad people of every faith, or there are good atheists and bad atheists, because people are people. That's why I love psychology. It's human behavior. What we are learning is that there are some people who need help, and there are some people who will help them. And because we are learning that there are more people that need help, people are helping. That's the lesson here. And I'm so proud of TikTok for what it is doing and for the people who are giving. And if you have a little bit extra and you can afford to buy a tin of formula milk or a tin of baked beans or whatever, go and donate to your food bank, your local food bank. Even if it is just one item, that one item could mean everything. Because if every single person just donated one item, just think of how many items that would mean. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And let's just keep giving. If we can give, let's give.
So there is a popular reggae musician that sang, blessed is the hand that giveth, than the one that taketh, like Idube, of course. And in the Bible, the Holy Bible, there is a verse that says, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. What really happened to these two popular humanity lines that comes from the Bible? What really happens to our Christian churches? People donate to these churches. They give thousands and thousands of tithes and offerings. But the same churches can't offer help, only baby formula to a starving kid. You see their pastors, their clergymen going on vacations in Dubai, buying lands, expensive sneakers, shoes, wearing expensive suits, driving expensive machines and cars, pretending to preach the gospel to believers. But unfortunately, their churches are proving to the world that we can't help you guys. In fact, you are the one who are supposed to help us. This really shows us that these churches are no longer churches. They are like a website that is used to collect and exploit people with their money in the name of churches, religion. Because a baby formula, it doesn't cost that much. And a church should be able to provide that. Now, when someone is in danger and can't run and can't get help from anywhere else, I think the last place he or she can run to is the church. But what happens when the church turns the people away? A church is supposed to be the house of God. And when you have a problem, you always kneel down to God. Who goes to the church of God and ask for intervention? But when these churches refuse to offer such help, it proves to us that religion, you yourself, you are a believer. Don't believe in the church. Believe in just God. Because look at what churches are doing. And to our Muslim brothers and sisters, they offered help immediately. What do Christians have to learn from that? I'll leave that to you. But in the meantime, there is a very, very big difference between Muslims and Christianity. From that social experiment, we've just seen or heard what the Christian churches said and what the Muslims or mosques said. There is a difference in their response, and the difference is the response. Where are you? We are willing to help. We don't care about your religion. We just care about your starving kid. Where can we deliver that food to you? They didn't even ask more questions, but the Christians, ignorant, hanging up the phone. We can't help non-believers. Words like, you need to sign these forms. Words like, you need to come next week maybe. I mean, there is a lot to learn. But in the meantime, tell me what to think about this whole social experiment and what have you learned about Christianity and Islam. And see you in the next video.